just a video. We're doing some touristy shopping here today, and it's busy. And we're waiting for my sisters and their kids, so we got separated.
Mom,
I decided to put on a patch though. See, I don't want to be sick tomorrow.
The drinks over there? The grenadier thing?
Lennox. Look at that. Ah! Made it past that. Not getting too wet. Now we gotta climb. That way, I guess. We don't know where we're going. We're just climbing. We want to go see this portal. So that's what we're doing. And let's see what it looks like at the top. Get a good view, get a good photo before we take off on one of them ferries. Can't actually go there. Can I take a picture of you? This was built in 150 BC. It's never been finished. It was a temple.
Let's go walk.
We can't go walk here. It's gated off. It's even better of a view. That's a drone.
Why is there a drone?
Because they're flying it. Someone's flying it. I would be doing it too, but I don't really care to have drone shots here.
What? Mommy?
This is the town of Naxos. We're going to pass down that treacherous bridge again and hopefully not get wet. Because of water. He's counting. Luggage. Look at it. Super windy, but we're early again. Early. Of course, the bamboo sticks made it. Couldn't forget those. I have no idea. Post appetizer. We're gonna go and get some food for the morning because our ferry comes at 6:45. We need to be downstairs at 5:30. We're downstairs and out. Bumped into you. And I'm very tired. We gotta wake up at 5.
I would have showed it to Sumi. Why is everyone's phone dead?
Mine's
No, what they use it.
Look how pretty that door is.
Watching booties move.
Gelato time. Is it good? All right, let's go. Oh my gosh. They're gonna be coming up soon. You almost there? There they are. Okay. I'm gonna go find the sunset. Wow. Yeah, I agree. So pretty. We're looking for the heart of Santorini. Ah! I'm blinded. Wait, girls, we gotta turn. Straight. To the left. Right now. Into the wall. Just kidding. I'm so tired. I'm not that funny.
OMG, boss.
So pretty. So pretty back here. Oh my gosh, you guys have too much energy. There's the sun setting. And then we go to the left. Yep. So pretty here. We'll make it to the sunrise. We will make it. Are you guys coming? This is where we're trying to go. There they are. We must be going to the right place. There's the arrow. Ah! Just keep going. Oh my gosh. This look like the monkeys going across the screen. Hey, hey, we're the monkeys. Something like that. How are you liking Santorini so far, Mom?
I would like to stay
Me too.
1 week.
1 whole week, not a day. This is not even a full.
It's a paradise.
Take a right. It is. Are those grapevines in the ground? Huh. Hey, puppy. Oh, it smells like Pepto-Bismol.
Oh, look at how cute. Nope. Okay.
It is a grape. They don't stake the grapes here. Straight. Straight into the morning. At dawn we ride.
Careful.
Look, they are successfully growing grapes like this. This is crazy. These grapes wouldn't last where I were in North Carolina. The birds would eat them all. Look at how many grapes are in there. Yeah, you're right. Yes.
Dude, I'm still moving.
Me too. This feels really weird.
Pretty mom.
Wow, look how
We have the same idea.
Watch his mouth. Yes or no?
I like how they paint their trees. Looks pretty. To the left. So we're going to the left. Oh crap. Car. To the left. This is not the way we came. No, we didn't go any of these ways. How come it's taking us this weird way? This is so cool. This is the expensive. Is this the Avanti? Cooking lessons. Oh man, that's better. Now it's all quiet in the streets. I'll buy that house. I don't even know what that means. It looks like it's daytime in here. Look.
Oh my god.
I gotta turn that down.
Oh my god, what is it just in the car?
I don't have one.
Her obsession is that she doesn't have a cat.
I do.
Favorite island?
I think they have a boutique out there.
Mykonos. Because the bus. It was easy to navigate. Mom, what's your favorite island? Mom, what's your favorite island?
What?
What was your favorite island?
For food,
Yeah,
Mykonos.
Mykonos.
For
Mykonos.
and then Naxos is good too.
It's good. It's just getting around is difficult.
Right.
Well, we figured out the market, so that's
This
good.
one is they're making jewelry. I thought this was
No, we're going straight. There's the little tower thing. That's where we went up, though.
Oh, yeah.
How do we end up here? Mom, this is for sale.
huh?
It's for sale.
How much?
Oh my god.
I don't know. I don't even know. Here we are. We know this neighborhood.
This is ours? No.
No. We had to go through this thing.
Oh, yeah. See?
Really?
We are. There's the restaurant.
We don't take us long, huh?
No. We just took ourselves a different way.
14 minutes.
A true 14 minutes.
Careful, girls.
Here is our place. Right here. There's our front door.
And here's Angie walking in.
Here's Angie falling asleep as she's walking in. Okay. We made it. The pool looks inviting, but it's cold. Are you? Yeah. Okay. Well, let's get you some sheets or something. I guess I should give a tour of the house too. Front door. Foyer with a piano. Teresa's in there. Oh, good. Make sure you put it back where it goes. How many rooms, beds are in here? Oh, you could definitely put another bed down there. This is the living room. The living room. This is dark. Where's the light for this room? Okay. It's hot in here. This is the kitchen. You can't really see it. Is Dee Dee? What is Dee Dee doing? This is the patio.
Mom, look at the view though. Look how pretty it is.
Let me see. Wow, how did you get up there?
Actually, it isn't there, you're not supposed to. There's just ropes.
You took the ropes? Oh, you took the ropes down?
No, we're just like, look at the view though.
I'm gonna let the sun shine in today. I'm trying to make this darkness go away. I'll paint with colors and I'll sing until my lungs give out. I'm gonna let the sun shine in today. And I will leave my windows open so that I can hear the sound of people talking and the wind blowing in the trees. Oh, I will open up my eyes so I can see the light. Oh, and I'll try to spread my wings so I can fly. Oh, and the darkness starts to fade. Feels like things are gonna go my way.
Of course, I'm the one to go back down to the Airbnb. They didn't know where the keys were, so I have to go back down and log it. But everyone else is waiting at our stop, so a private bus can pick us up. So that's good. Today we're going to head towards Athens. Yay. I gotta lock everything up. I hate saying goodbye to Airbnbs. Made it back on the ferry. There's your sister. Mom's over there somewhere. And there's Sydney.
I think there is, but
This is gonna be the longest ferry ride ever. 8 hours. Right here. Here is so windblown. I don't even know what to do with it right now. That's where heading to Athens. Videos. I put stuff in my seat. Oh man, I can't see.
and I got a really, really
take a quick pause from the video in Santorini. There's a bit of a backstory. First of all, Santorini was thrown in at the last minute. We only had one day to dedicate to visiting that island, but my mom said,
if you go to Greece and you haven't been to Santorini, did you really go to Greece?
the challenge was set. We managed to get a place to stay, a ferry ride there. We can say that we saw it and we got the t-shirt. On the day we left Naxos, this is what happened. We got up, we knew that we wanted to go ahead and do some souvenir shopping.
Some touristy shopping here today.
We wanted to see that temple in the end. Talking about Santorini. So Lennox and I climbed up there. That is a partial temple, that square looking portal door shaped thing. We saw that. And then we took a long, actually it was a short ferry ride from Naxos to Santorini. I think she hung out outside the entire time. She's not a seafaring girl. It was a short ride. My mom had so much luggage.
There's Mom with all her luggage. Look at it.
I don't even know how she managed. She was carrying rocks, and so was Lennox. Actually, I was carrying Lennox's rocks, and he carried 2 bamboo sticks. He just had to have them.
Bamboo sticks made it. Couldn't forget those.
How was he allowed to bring rocks on the plane?
I don't know.
And I
Ask
wasn't even
Yaya
allowed
why
to
she was
eat.
allowed to.
I wasn't even allowed to bring my crab claw.
Well, that is, you know, part of a living creature.
And I came and killed him.
That was for sanitary purposes. When we arrived to Santorini, we did not have a ride for, hi, I'm going over Santorini. I keep getting interrupted. So when we arrived at Santorini, we didn't have a ride up to our Airbnb from the ferry port. We were scrambling. We ended up getting into a very expensive private bus. When we get inside the bus, it's 100 euros, 10 per person. We get inside the bus, there were already people inside the bus. There weren't even enough seats. So this man made out with a lot of money. My sister ended up having to stand. She did. Oh, you didn't hear this stuff. Everyone was in a rare mood. We had to wait for the lady. She wasn't at the deli bakery place. The family bakery, I think is what it's called in English. She wasn't there, so we waited, which wasn't too bad because they had food, they had desserts, they had snacks for the kids. And then we had to walk down to the Airbnb when everyone's already in a bad mood because of the situation with the bus. Santorini is not very friendly to walking. You have to go, you've seen it, you've got to go like up a cliff, but there's a lot of switchbacks to get there, so you can't easily walk that. You have to have a ride. And we picked probably the very worst ride. The most expensive ride possible.
No, but it was sketchy at first.
You were sketched out. I feel bad for Auntie Angie because she had to stand until people got off the bus. And it was pretty warm, wasn't it?
They didn't turn up the seat. They didn't turn up the AC.
Yeah, it was quite warm. I probably would have thrown up and gotten really sick if I wasn't wearing a patch. When we get inside the Airbnb, the owner was very involved in our stay. She walked us around. There weren't enough beds. My mom threatened to sleep outside.
I'm gonna sleep here.
Are you?
Yes, she wanted to sleep outside on the bench by the pool. She was serious. I don't know how they arranged the sleeping, but somehow it ended up working. I know I shared a bed with 2 little kids, Addie and Lennox, because they're small, you know, they're smaller. It's not like 2 adults that I'm sharing a bed with. I don't think I slept very well that night. The Airbnb owner invited us to go to her restaurant, which was just downstairs.
Better though.
The food was good, but like I said, everyone was in a rare mood. Something killed our vibe. Probably several things had killed the group's vibe. I was just trying to be positive for everyone. We had dinner. She gave us one free drink each. So I had an aperitivo, and the kids had like sodas or whatever, and I don't remember what my sisters had. Or my mom, probably just a drink. I don't even know if my mom joined us. Dinner was there. We were going to go back up to that family bakery to get some food as well because it was not a very big menu and some of the kids were picky. The pool feature was nice. If it had been a little bit warmer, we probably would have gotten in it. There was a really nice view, which you saw Addie and Sydney walking out on to the little balcony that they had.
Remember when me and Sydney were on the roof?
Yes. I guess it was the roof. You could see the church, the tops of the church, the churches. There are a few buildings that had the blue on it, and all the buildings are white, and there is just, it was a nice view. You couldn't see the ocean, but you could see like around. That was pretty neat. My idea was to go and see the heart of Santorini. I didn't know exactly what that was. I think Mackenzie had told me about it, that she saw it on Instagram. The heart of Santorini. Anyway, it's like Insta famous. Everyone goes there to take these photos. I may have seen it on TikTok, I'm not sure, but I didn't exactly know what I was looking for. We decided to walk to Plaka Bay, where you can see the most beautiful sunset. And it was really pretty, but there was no heart of Santorini where we were standing. The heart of Santorini is actually a hole in a rock, the shape of a heart, and when you look through it, you can see the sunset. It's like a window, like a heart-shaped window, and it's supposed to be pretty neat. You can take really cool pictures with it. We didn't see it because it's actually a hike down where the cliff is. You gotta hike around and down, and we weren't about that life. My mom came and my sister came, and there was no way I was gonna talk them into hiking that. Plus at the time I didn't know, but when I looked it up later, I realized that we still would not have gone to that. It was really pretty to see that sunset. I wish I had taken a time-lapse video of it, but I didn't think that far ahead. I was thinking bare minimum. At least I got photos and videos of it, and it was really pretty. We walked back. By the time the sun had set, it was already dark, and we got a little lost. It rerouted us, and these streets are like, I don't even know if I would call them streets, but people do drive down them.
Oh, we're going to the left. Oh crap. Car.
Them driving down these narrow streets when it looks like it's the size of a New York City sidewalk, but they're driving down it.
Yeah.
On the way back, my mom really wanted to stay another day in Santorini. It was not possible because the owner said that the house was already taken, and it was hard enough to get around the island. I'm sure there are other ways, but we didn't research it enough because we couldn't get a ferry out. There was no way we were gonna get a ferry. It was just too many logistics involved. We were trying to make this happen for my mom. We ended up not being able to make it happen, and she was not thrilled with Santorini. We needed more than a day. Honestly, we didn't even spend a full 24 hours there. It was
Get up early, go to the ferry, arrive in Santorini, get an expensive ass boat, bus.
I feel like that private bus should have just been ours. We were a party of 11. The whole thing with the Airbnb lady, we had to wait for her. I understand now because she had a restaurant to run, but I don't think I knew that. But it took us a while to get there. We were all very tired.
What are you doing behind me? I'm speaking on the cord, I'm listening. Okay.
All that to say that another night in Santorini wasn't going to happen. I secretly didn't want to spend another night there because I wanted to get back to somewhat of a normal life. We had been bouncing from island to island, and it was getting tiring, especially with the kids. If I were by myself, I probably would have kept going, but the kids were exhausted from doing that. I'm sure the other kids could have said the same thing. I don't know, but I know that I was personally ready to get back to more of a routine in another country, if you could say that. We didn't get to bed until probably 10, almost 11. I had to repack my suitcase because my backpack sucked. I had to limit the amount of things I put in my backpack, and I had to do the same thing for Lennox because his got heavier, and it didn't help that I had those rocks in my suitcase. There's a war going on upstairs, excuse them. Unpacking was, I had souvenirs. I had those boulders, clothes, of course. I had whatever else that added into my whole situation. Repacking was just, but I knew I needed to do it. I did it. My mom, like we were all repacking. All the adults were repacking our situation. So we didn't get to bed till late. We also needed to be up early to catch another private bus to go back. And we were accepting of it because our ferry left at 6:30. We had to be down at the ferry port by like 6-ish. We had to wake up at 4:30. I remember setting my alarm for 4:30. I no longer had contacts because you already know from when I arrived in Mykonos, I left them all back in the Airbnb in Athens. So waking up, I didn't have to worry about sticking those things in my tired eyes. We didn't have a lot of sleep. The kids were easy enough. They were just kind of like, What are you gonna do? We gotta get going, so we gotta get going. We are up there at like 5. I got up there at 5. We had to lug all of our stuff back up a hill where we began the journey of Santorini at that family bakery. Uphill, folks. Uphill. Nobody was pleased, especially that early in the morning, but I have like the way my brain works, I'm like, just suck it up, it'll be over soon. Not everyone works like that. I wanted to stay calm for everyone. When I got up to the hill, everyone eventually joined us as we waited on the corner for this private bus. But I don't know if we remembered to put the key to the Airbnb somewhere specific. We were supposed to leave it, so someone had to go back down and put the key where it belonged. I went down to the Airbnb. They didn't know where the keys were, so I have to go back down and lug it. I put the key where I thought it was supposed to go, and then I shut the door. See, we couldn't lock the Airbnb because I was leaving the key inside. The way their keys work, you have to have the key to like manually put the bolt into the thing so it would lock. Without the key, you can't just twist a knob and shut the door. I was like, all right, I'm gonna leave it on this piano right here in the foyer and I'm gonna walk out. Well, I had to walk back up the hill. Thankfully, I did not have my luggage, but I was just like,
It's too freaking early for this. It is just too early.
so I get back up to the hill and like I said, half of us are like, mad that we're awake. Of course the bus comes. I'm always like anxious, worrying about like,
Oh, what if they don't come? Then we're gonna miss our ferry.
they show up 5 minutes early, which was perfect. We all hopped onto this bus. They drove all of those switchbacks back down to the ferry port. We show up. We are so early, and that's okay. We have been early for everything since the journey started. We, pull all of our things together right there where the ferry's coming, and we just kind of make a little station where we're gonna park ourselves and our things. A couple of us go into an open restaurant, get some water, to hydrate. I'm wearing a patch, so I definitely need it. Kids are playing a game, running around on the where we're parked. There were people sleeping on the cement divider thingies. They must have been there all night. Like they must have showed up later in the night from the previous night, if that makes sense. So the previous night they get a ride down and then they decided to just crash on those cement dividers. They were doing the same exact thing we were doing, trying to be prepared. We didn't go the night early. We have children, but we, got there on a bus at 5 in the morning. I really felt for them because at night, it was warm, but it was like, ooh, I'm gonna need a blanket. This ferry ride, when we finally got on,
It was 8 hours.
8 long hours, and every ferry we had, besides the quick one, I think, from Naxos over, all of our seats were split up. Again, there was seat drama on the first ferry out to Mykonos where there were people sitting in our kids' seats that shouldn't have been sitting there, and it was like a whole other thing. If you want, I could talk about it later because it was just a thing. This ride, we had another situation. My sister Angie actually went over there and was like, and she wasn't really like that, but handle business. But she went over there.
You're in her seat and you are in her seat. This is her ticket.
But it was kind of like a repeat of our previous ferry rides. That was kind of annoying. I wanted to all sit together because we would take care of each other's kids, but it ended up working out. Like the kids paired up, there was a buddy system. What do you think about the ferry? The long one.
That was pretty good. Yeah. I liked the food.
Yeah, the food was pretty good. I was ready to not have to wear my patch anymore, so I was anxious to be home in Athens because the whole time I had been wearing my patch. But needless to say, all the ferry rides were pretty, they were slightly stressful because of the seating situation. It is what it is. I mean, we literally made the ferry reservations the day before we were leaving for Mykonos because we were having trouble doing it online. So that's why we got them at the last minute.
So I gotta say the food was pretty good. And my favorite restaurant was the Big Bad Wolf.
Where's that?
The Wolf, the Big Bad Wolf.
Wasn't it Good Burger?
No, we went to a song called Bad Wolf. The Big Bad Wolf.
Which island?
Athens.
Oh, in Athens? Was it by our old Airbnb?
Yeah.
We haven't posted those videos yet. When we got back into Piraeus, that's where we caught the metro to go home. We were dragging. We were so tired. It was only 25-minute ride from the coast from where the ferry port is in Piraeus all the way to Athens, where it was literally in the same block as our Airbnb. Well, we ended up getting back into the Airbnb and we were just like this. I didn't sleep. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't sleep. A lot of us did go to sleep, and we were like so thankful to be back, just to have our own space, all be together. A lot of those places we weren't together. We were like in separate villas and separate like rooms. Now we were back together in that Airbnb, which is another story. What do you think?
Tell me about this. I want to tell about this.
No, we can't talk about it yet. I didn't post it yet. This story is to be continued. Stay tuned for the rest of our videos concerning the other half of our trip in Athens. Here we are, where it all began for the islands. I'm actually relieved that we're gonna be here in Athens. There's Angie. She's over it. Finally heading out for a true Greek dinner. This is quite slippery though. We're gonna walk about a couple blocks to this place called Big Bad Wolf. Big Bad Wolf. Okay, bye. Look at these oranges on this tree. Yeah, the one that fell on mom was probably not rotten, but look at those. Very good. Look at Carter leading us to dinner.
Yeah, go that way.
Mom, look, am I going to pizza?
Yep, that's my mom. Making faces. So what I'm noticing is that they do the bills right away. We've already got our drinks and this is what we're eating. Kind of a strange way to do it, but I'm down with it. All showered up and clean. Everyone is getting ready for bed.
Hello. Mom, can I go to the house in the morning in the morning?
Maybe. Do you want a blanket? There's some in Yaya's room. Anyway, we had dinner at this place called the Big Bad Wolf. It wasn't too bad, but I don't know why they put fries in everything. Ended up picking out some of the fries, but after that we were walking, we got ice cream, and then we started making our way back to gelato, sorry. And we were walking down our street closest to our Airbnb at night, and someone tried to mug my sister, but my other sister stepped in. They were like reaching out like this, and then my other sister turned around and looked at him, and he was like, oh, you know, trying to play it off. And my oldest sister, the one that this almost happened to, didn't know what was happening because my little sister pulled her away, like to the side. But yeah, she had a backpack on, and I had a backpack too. So that wouldn't have been good. They wouldn't have gotten anything out of mine though. But that's crazy that she was almost mugged. Who is this? It's Taryn. Yeah, so now we're ending the night. Tomorrow we might be in a new Airbnb. I'm really glad. We're all happy to be back in Athens, because being on the islands and jumping around like we did is very tiring. We had to pack up and go, pack up and go, pack up and go. And then yesterday, actually this morning, we had to wake up at 4. I woke up at 4:15. We had to have all of our luggage out of this Airbnb, and at the top of the road, which went up like this. Yeah, our van driver had to be, wanted us to be there at 5:30. He actually showed up early, and then he took us to the ferry. But if you know what Santorini looks like, it's like hairpin turns all the way down. There's nothing there but the port and some places you can rent cars to get food. If I were in Santorini again, I would probably stay longer. One day was not enough. And Lennox lost his bamboo sticks. I still have the rocks though. He wants me to take these rocks home, and we'll see if we can. But tomorrow's gonna be a new adventure in Athens, so I hope to have something more to vlog. I'm editing one right now.